Now that I got your attention with that quick intro, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about my Havoc Rover, its stats, echoes, abilities, weapon, and overall how you can go about building your own Havoc Rover so you can deal 60, 70, 80, 90, and even 100,000 damage without that much investment. So let's hop right onto the video. Alright, so here we have my Havoc Rover, and for those of you that don't know, the Havoc Rover is a heavy burst damage Havoc main DPS that will deal insane amounts of damage without too much investment, if I'm being serious. That is probably one of the best things about this character, and it is the fact that you do not have to heavy invest into it to deal insane amounts of damage. Now, when it comes to the stats, you want to make sure you focus on crit rate, crit damage, attack, energy regen, and havoc damage percentage. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to go out and farm them 3 cost echoes. Now, when it comes to the weapon, you want to make sure you go for the Emerald of Genesis. Is one of the best weapons to go with the Havoc Rover. Not only will it give you crit rate, which is incredibly good for this character's build, but it also gives you energy regen, and on top of that, when Resonance skill is cast, increases attack by 6%, overall giving this character a lot more damage. Now, this weapon can be gotten by absolutely everyone. Once you get to 45, you will get a box where you can select a 5 cost weapon or a 5-star weapon, and you can go ahead and select this one. I highly advise you go for this. It's incredibly good. It fits on your Rover, and it fits on any other sword character. Now let's talk about the echoes. There's a lot of ways to go ahead and build your Havoc Rover. I've seen Havoc Rover built with lingering tunes, but personally I think the best way is with the Sun Sinking Eclipse set. Overall, havoc damage is this character's bread and butter. When it comes to my personal echoes, you will be surprised by the stats because they are by no means peak or absolute cinema. They are overall pretty mid echoes. First off, we have a Dreamless, and we have gone with crit damage Dreamless because we have the sword that already gives us crit rate, so why not just go for some crit damage? On this, we have some crit damage substat, which as you can see is pretty low, and we do have crit rate, which is also very low. We have resonance skill damage bonus, and other than that, everything is a flat stat and pretty damn useless. So overall, pretty mid piece. It does have crit damage and crit rate, but they're both pretty much the lowest rolls you can get, so this can be insanely better. Then we have a 3 cost Tamborinus with havoc damage bonus. As I was telling you guys, getting havoc damage bonus is going to be insanely valuable for this character. We did roll attack percentage, crit damage, resonance skill damage bonus, and basic attack damage bonus, and then a flat defense roll. Overall, once again, the attack percentage is kind of mid. The crit damage roll is actually very low. So this is a piece that, once again, if you farm a decent amount, you can actually get, and probably a much better one. Then we have the other 3 costs, which is a havoc damage bonus roast room that has crit rate, resonance skill damage bonus, and crit damage. Everything else is useless, and once again, the rolls on crit rate and crit damage are extremely low, meaning this piece can be replaced for even more damage. This doesn't even have attack percentage, and the rolls are extremely low. Then we go to our 1 cost, and we have the Havoc Warrior, which gives us flat attack, crit damage, crit rate, attack percentage, and HP. This piece is not as bad because it does have crit rate, crit damage, and attack percentage, but once again, the rolls on all 3 are relatively low. They can be so much better, giving this character so much room to improve. And our last piece is a Tic Tac. This has heavy attack damage bonus, maxed crit damage roll, resonance liberation, attack percentage, and resonance skill damage bonus. Overall, this is probably the best piece on my Havoc Rover, but what I'm trying to get at is, these pieces are relatively mid. I know you're looking at some of these pieces like, yo, but you have crit damage and crit rate. I've rolled these many times. I've had many chances at getting something better, and I simply haven't. Today on stream alone, I rolled about 4 or 5 3 cost havoc damage bonus pieces, and I didn't even get one that was good. Matter of fact, here's one right here. You know what I mean? And then we have a Dreamless right here with crit rate, crit damage, energy regen, resonance skill damage bonus, but this one is a crit rate. So once again, it didn't take me too long to build this particular character, and you can indeed build this to deal insane amounts of damage quite easily. You don't even have to build them with the stats that I have on mine, and you'll still easily achieve 60, 70, 80,000 damage, whether it's in holograms while you're buffed with food, or in tower where you don't have any food buffs. Overall, this character is actually pretty damn cracked. Now let's take a look at the Forte or the talents, and here is quite simple, ladies and gentlemen. I have my character with pretty much everything unlocked because almost everything in this character's Forte tree is amazing. Now, I'm going to tell you flat out, the first two things you want to level up are your Forte circuit and your Resonance Liberation. Everything else is not really that important, but when it comes to the Resonance Liberation and your Forte circuit, that's how you're going to get your gigantic burst of damage. Now, you also want to make sure you get this in the Dark Surge state, Havoc damage bonus increased by 20%. This is very nice. This will allow you to set up your Resonance Liberation incredibly smooth-like, and it will allow you to deal a lot of damage. Now, when it comes to the stat increase, we have attack percentage, which is actually quite solid between these two and these two right here. And then we have even more Havoc damage bonus, which is incredibly good for this particular character. So if I had to tell you once again, you go Forte circuit, Resonance Liberation, and then after this, you want to make sure you get these two, and then your Havoc damage. That is what you really want to do with this character because it is just that good. Once again, you obviously get the inherent skill Metamorph, and the reason I haven't gotten Bleak Crescendo is because while it is good, and it's something you 100% sure want to get, it will not give you an increase to your damage per se. It will just give you an increase to your overall usability of this character. So I wanted to make sure that for the damage purposes of this video, we got everything that will increase the damage of the character. Now, the last thing I really want to talk about are going to be the resonance chains. As we know, we get the dupes for this character for free. Everybody gets them. So right here, we have some of the dupes. Resonance skill damage bonus is increased by 30%. And then we have Waning Crescent. Resonance skill cooldown when Rover enters its Dark Surge state by casting heavy attack devastations, which is really damn good. Resetting that resonance skill cooldown is going to be amazing. In the Dark Surge state, basic attack 5 restores HP equal to 10% of total HP lost on hit, which is pretty damn good. Then we have heavy attack devastation and Resonance Liberation. Deadening Abyss reduces enemy Havoc res by 10% for 20 seconds on hit, which once again is setting you up to do that huge burst damage and deal even more. But wait, it's gonna get better. In the Dark Surge state, basic attack 5 deals additional Havoc damage equal to 50% of basic attack 5's damage. And it's gonna keep getting better. In the Dark Surge state, Rover's crit rate is increased by 25%. And once you do your Dark Surge state and you do that burst, you now have 25% more crit rate. In a build like the ones you saw today, you will pretty much have about 100% crit rate, or most people that build your character right will have anywhere from 75 quite easily in the Dark Surge state to close to 100%. So this character is an absolute monster when it comes to what it brings to the table and the burst damage that it can do. I mean, you saw me burst down a level 70 boss in a matter of seconds with just one attack. Overall, this character is absolutely cracked. The fact we get it for free, the fact that you're able to build them relatively easy, and the fact that it does not ask for insane stats to deal insane numbers is a must for almost anybody playing the game, and I highly advise you start building this unit. Now, for those of you wondering how you can increase your crit rate, like I said at the very beginning of the video, it's all about the food. Currently, I'm using floral porridge, which gives me 24% more crit rate. I usually use Kutsu Kanji. I have videos on the channel as how you can go about getting these. And something else that really helps out are the petrol, which will give you specific elemental damage. Overall, make sure you guys go and craft this, especially when you're fighting things like holograms. It will help you out and make things a little bit easier. Alright, and that pretty much wraps it up for the video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and be sure to check out our other character guides. We have Kalcharo, Yinlin, Verena, Encore, and many more on the way. Also, be sure to join our community on Discord and stay tuned for more live streams. We go live with this game every single day here on YouTube and on Twitch. But for now, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one, and peace.